Hong Kong, where hundreds of protesters joined a march to show their gratitude to the US president. After a relative lull in the protest, thousands resumed their pro-democracy march in full force. During the course of the protest, the police also reportedly fired pepper spray and later tear gas at the protesters and the supporters of the government. And also a brief scuffle reportedly broke out between the police and the protesters. The protesters, in fact, gathered at the US Consulate General to thank American lawmakers for having supported the Hong Kong Human Rights and Democracy Act. They also marched for all of their 5 demands having been met. In a renewed call, the chief demand of theirs was for full-fledged democracy in Hong Kong. The protesters further clarified that the government's decision to scrap the much-disputed extradition bill still remains a highly unsatisfactory move. Meanwhile, the protesters could be seen singing the US anthem and waving the American flag to thank Donald Trump for his support to their cause. Now, some protesters were also seen holding banners which said, "President Trump, please liberate Hong Kong." Now, on the other hand, anti-Beijing protesters, including families and children, assembled at the Edinburgh Square in Hong Kong. And also a pro-Beijing rally was held in Tsim Sha Tsui, where protesters could be seen waving Chinese flags and singing nationalist Chinese songs. And hundreds of parents also joined with their children in a protest march, this to express concerns about the health risks that come with the police use of tear gas to disperse protesters. Now, over the last few days post the university siege, hundreds of activists joined young protesters for a unity rally at Hong Kong Park, vowing their months-long movement will not fade away until greater democracy actually prevails in the territory. After almost a 2-week campus siege, Hong Kong's Polytechnic University, the site of the fierce clashes between the protesters and the police, now appears to have turned into an unlikely spot for visitors. Now, during the course of several hours, the university witnessed a steady stream of people photographing and filming some of the damage inside the campus. And amongst those visiting were tourists, locals, alumni of the Polytechnic University, as well as staff. Many people could be seen walking on the sidewalk beside the Polytechnic University campus, looking through fence and the debris, while several others could be seen taking photos of the remaining canisters. This after the police had lifted their cordon and had reopened the surrounding roads and had handed back the control of the campus to the university last Friday. Located in the Kowloon Peninsula, the campus had turned into a battleground in mid-November when protesters had barricaded themselves and it clashed with the riot police in a hail of petrol bombs, water cannon and tear gas.
Well, honestly, I don't think that this is a tourist spot, but I can consider as that to allow some for other peoples from other countries to take a look at how this situation and make it just like a history mark, something like that. Yeah.
Meanwhile,